a dog in this fight. I'm not a conservative. But I have to say, I hate to agree, but, I felt like Kemi did a really good job. She's an interesting kind of person. I've got 3 criteria for any leader of this country, conservative or not. They must have been pro-Brexit. They must have been against never-ending restrictions, vaccine passports, and so on. And they must be anti-woke. And looking at these 3 criteria, it's pretty slim pickings. You can see that some people, they've been falling all over themselves trying to say, answer correctly to the gender question and so on. But for me, that just speaks to a lack of integrity. If you look at Penny Mordaunt, for example, you get the idea that she has interpreted the call for more integrity as a call for better PR. So she's just sort of saying, well, what does the conservative, membership want to hear, kind of thing. And I'd rather somebody stuck to their guns, even if I disagreed, than to say, it's clear that she was bending under the pressure of wokeness before, and now she's bending under the pressure again. And it just seems to me that these 3 criteria speak to someone who has conviction and who's willing to stand up for something in the face of a mob, whichever mob it might be. I'm
really interested to hear you say the anti-woke thing. Tell me what you mean by that, because you hear this word all the time, and I'm not sure what the definition of woke genuinely is.
So wokeness generally refers to a tendency to see everything through the lens of race, gender, sexuality, instead of speaking to the masses and thinking about things in terms of what we all have in common and what we can fight for together, it's about standing up for smaller and smaller minority groups. The legacy of this comes from the civil rights movement, of course. The successes of the civil rights movement led people to think, so they just search for more people to kind of try and give rights to. And so then they search for smaller and smaller minorities, the cliche of like the person with disabilities and the person with this sexuality and this sort of thing. And they kind of lost sight of the vision which once characterized the left and social justice, what it used to mean, which was to speak to the masses and to have faith in humanity and reason, which is the foundation of rights, and to push for that. Instead, it's all about kind of safety and protection now.